So I'm here, frustrated, tired. Just tired of everything. Tired of being the problem. Tired of seeing problems and acting on it, and just, just trying to realize what my part is in this life and what I'm here for, and try to make the best of it. And it's hard. I feel like I cause a lot of problems to my family. I mean, like, I am loud, I'm crazy, and I'm just all these things. Um, I just wish people, or I wish my family, or mainly my loved ones, or my wife even, would be the one to see it, or why I'm this way, or especially since I'm very vocal on things, why I'm crazy, why I'm irrational, and sometimes I'm too strict. The kids sit there and say I'm strict, I'm this, I'm that, and later on they'll get it in life, and I get that part. It's when I feel my feelings aren't being validated, and they're being overlooked. And it's not just with one certain situation. There's a few various situations that happen. How about there's times like where I don't know. I feel like it comes down to where I've worked hard and what I've built to be where I'm at in my life, and when I'm doing it a certain way, it's there, and it doesn't matter. People say, "Oh, don't worry about them. Put it behind you. Don't worry about anything." But I do worry about it, and it's not out of because I care just about their opinion, but no, it's more because I value friendships and things like that, and it sucks that people can lose friendships and any kind of relationship. I hold any kind of relationship close to me, even if I just met you. I feel like, I want to give you the best of you, or figure out, I'll give the way I explain it is, for me to meet somebody, I don't want to go off judgment. I don't care what I heard about you. I want to meet you, know you, because you deserve that as a person, to be, to be heard, to be valued, to be able to be yourself. Because all my life I had to pretend to be somebody, to be this, to be that, do this, do it that way, and a lot of that, it's hurtful, but it is also like what's needed, though, because sometimes we do need to act right in public. We do need to be this. We do need to do that. Like, there's a time and a place, but at the same time, when do we ever get that time and place? Again, especially when you're being hurt. So some people react differently, and I try to fix things and try to have a solution, even if it's not the right way, or me, pushing on someone to find a solution. But when I truly meet somebody, I want to know who you are. What do you what is your intention? And I know it's not going to come off right away, and people are, oh, I go off first impressions and all that, and I've always been the person to go separate off what the world says and standards and community, or the fucking guidelines and stigma and stuff, because I just know how it feels to be judged, and I know how it feels when I'm not doing anything. People still think of me a certain way, or this and that, and like, I had to defend myself for the longest time, and I put myself in positions twice where, it's like, you're gay, because of this, because of that. Oh, but it's like, oh, I was molested. So I used to think, okay, maybe they think that's what gay is, and I used to be so fucking offended about that. And I never told anybody until 21, but, it's like, we don't need to tell anybody, anything. But also, if we're going through some shit and where people are taking things out on you, or you're feeling some type of way, kind of go what you're going through, or let them know what you're going through, or if you're sensitive to it, just, hey, this is what it is. It doesn't mean the person's going to change, but also just gives them the opportunity to understand that you're going through something and what your life is about. And, like, because we're all going through shit, we're all struggling, no one's better than anyone. And there's times where I think I'm better sometimes, but the only person that I think I'm better now is myself and who I used to be. But I'm to the point. I'm so tired of. I'm drained. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of proving my point. I'm tired of even like just being me. Because in general, I'm constantly doing shit, and to better myself, it helps me, yes. But it's like I feel like I can't be the only one in the fucking world, doing this or feeling this way, and it's hard now, especially even try being sober doing this shit, like a breakup. I think that was my biggest thing, a breakup with my wife. I literally fucking, when we separated the last two times, it was hard. I felt like I was being pulled by my wife, pulled by my kids, pulled by everybody, and it's not the kids' job because everyone says, "Oh, you need to pick your kids," blah blah blah, and it's not that. I was being mindful, like my wife's feelings were hurt, my kids were hurt, and it's like everything I'm saying, like, why can't we try doing that now, and versus having the reaction of you guys being upset and bothered, and it could be whether the kid was bothered by fucking something that they did, but the thing is they start nitpicking. One nitpicks, the other's nitpicking too. But the authoritative one person like can't say is because she's my like example. My wife was trying to say something to my kid. My wife would be scared or not scared, but she'd be like, can take into consideration. Okay, well, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get in an argument with him. It's not worth picking and choosing your battles. But the thing is, like, if there's no communication, no comprehension, no, like, it's one way. How are you gonna get anywhere? And I feel like it's the conditioning part where all my PTSD, trauma, everything like it takes me back to feeling like a little kid when I was molested, and I was trying to tell people nobody was listening to me, and so I just rebelled, reacted, and it sucks because I know the damage I did, and now that I'm at this age and I feel myself being in that same point. It's like I'm trying to speak it out. I'm doing better. I'm talking. I'm reaching out. I'm doing all these things, and I'm not getting nowhere in life. And people are like, "Oh, you've done this, you've done that." And no, it doesn't matter. My title doesn't matter to me. If I can't help myself, I can't help anybody else. And recently, my biggest thing was I've been trying to move back in with my wife and figure things out because I do love her. She's the love of my life. We just don't understand each other, and I just feel like giving up because she's so closed off, reserved, and part of it is from her past, part of it is from me because I'm just have my ways. I guess my wall is up, and she climbed up it, and because I felt my motto was, if she loves me enough, I'm not lowering my standards. I'm not bringing my standards down. What I want is what I want, and that was my mindset. And it was selfish because I was being selfish for myself because I took a lot to get where I'm at. And I thought I was ready. So when I got in a relationship, I thought I had everything figured out again. It was, my second, it was my real first relationship after my first wife. And I was already, mindset good, like all this positive reinforcement. It's just when I got in a relationship and then certain patterns from previous relationships started to hit, and I started getting scared, and I'd talk about it because I thought it was easier. But when you're not getting this reciprocation that you want because the other person hasn't been through all that experience or been through the classes or training or whatever, anything, they're not going to fully understand where you're coming from. They're going to have a different version. And my wife, luckily I'm thankful that she's been guided, or she's been walking with me and teaching me patience. But I felt at the same time, it's not her job to make me happy. It's not my job to make her happy. We just have this different concept of love. We have different concept, different backgrounds, similar beliefs and values when we talked, but everything changes once you get married, and people say, how does it change? Or nobody wants, I don't know. I do a lot of